All right, Jesse on fire. What is up, you guys? So, drama on the internet today. Well, not just today. Over the last however many days, I actually saw a podcast called the Antihero Podcast, where these guys were talking about Tim Kennedy's book and some of the things that he said in the book, and essentially they went around and followed up to verify or not verify the claims made in the book. Anyway, I'm going to talk about this because I'm going to take a completely different angle at this, I think, than most people are, because I think the primary the primary two ways that people are going to address this are going to be either they're going to defend Tim or they're going to say he's lying. And I think both of those ways of looking at this potentially miss the point, because right now there's something much more important at play having to do with this. And I really believe that, right? I really thought about this a lot because I've met Tim, like, he's connected to our jiu-jitsu academy. I've had Tim on my back. He is fucking massive. He beat the living fuck out of me. I tapped to exhaustion when I rolled with him. Just as fucking if we're just stating, any kind of connection to this, I tapped to exhaustion when I had him on my back. This is a long time ago. He would still destroy me, but that actually did happen. Now, here's the deal. Okay. I want to talk about this like Brian Yoshi. Thank you very much. Okay. So I'll show you this really quick. This is really quick. I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Yo Kratom. If you're a Kratom user and you use daily, you for sure are going to want to buy by bulk. Yo Kratom, $60 kilograms, all the strains. You will find the link in the description. Okay, so the Wes Watson video is actually uploaded, believe it or not. I'm going to drop it right after this. I decided, I'm going to be honest, dude. I don't feel good about it, dude. I don't feel good about doing content like that, man. I really don't. Even people who I'm kind of like, dude, shut the fuck up, guy. Why are you making shit up? I still, like, when I make videos that are like slamming people, I feel dirty. Like, I just filmed, edited, uploaded the Wes Watson video, and I feel dirty about it. But it is up, and I will probably drop it anyway. All right, so no, it is uploaded, actually. It is up here. I'll show you, dude. You want to see? Here you go, dude. Look at the top. The Wes Watson. We knew Wes Watson before yada yada. So there you go. It's uploaded. I haven't, I'm on the fence about dropping it. Nonetheless, let's talk about something way more important than that. All right. So this is the podcast that people are referencing. Okay. So they did this podcast where they went through Tim Kennedy's book and they were like, this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie. And then Tim Kennedy did this video earlier today and he responded to it. One thing that's really weird, I saw like there was a couple of videos where people were like reacting to Tim Kennedy's video and they have more views than Tim Kennedy's video, which is really weird. Very, very bizarre, but nonetheless. Okay, so here's the deal. Okay, this is what I actually am going to make this really short, because when it comes to like military guys, anybody who's been deployed overseas and they've done multiple tours, I don't feel comfortable questioning them in either direction. Okay, whether I was going to talk about Tim's service or I was going to talk about these guys who are questioning Tim's service, it's not my place, man. I really think that like I typed this sentence out twice today on two separate videos, and I didn't post it because I even felt weird about that. And that was, if you're a civilian, sit this one out. And then I didn't post it. But that's my honest opinion. Now, I want to talk about this really quick as it relates to Tim, and then I'm going to just pass on this entire topic from here on out, and then we can talk about whatever you guys want, okay? So this is the reality of the situation that we live in right now, okay? Trump just won the election, okay? We just ousted all these woke weirdos, all right? We are in the process of ousting all these woke weirdos who are in all of these positions, both in the military, intelligence, and every other place relating to influence in this country, okay? We were headed to fucking disaster, okay? That is where we were and where we were headed. Yes, I am a civilian. That's exactly my point. Okay. That's exactly my point. That's why I'm not commenting on his service or their opinion of his service. That's my entire fucking point. So, like, what I, again, am commenting on is the state of the country that we were in 5 minutes ago. Okay. If Kamala Harris would have won this election, or if the bullet that was shot at Trump would have hit him and killed him, we would be in a completely different world now. Okay. The tyranny that we faced when we were in the COVID situation would have been that, and they would have just tightened the screws, dude. Okay. They would have tightened the screws. It would have been worse. We would have gotten the passports. We would have gotten all of this stuff that they wanted to do, but they knew the election was coming up. And so they had to take they had to pump the brakes until they were able to get rid of this populist movement that was led by, in their opinion, one guy that took a shot at him. Thank God it didn't hit him. And now we live in this different timeline where Trump won, and we are rooting out this evil thing that had infected our government. Okay. Now, what was the outcome of like however many years of them putting forward like these people in these military uniforms with medals and all this shit, trans weirdos? Okay. And it's like, oh, here's the head of fucking health, dude. It's some dude who grew his hair out and is calling himself a girl, and he's in a military uniform. Okay. Like, bottom line, how do you think that's going to do for recruitment? Okay. They fucking went into the Navy SEALs and they kicked them out if they didn't want to take the shot. Does that make sense? Okay. These guys are the most fit, healthy people in the world. Now, they might have done that in other branches of the military, but I know a bunch of SEALs, so I know that they were doing that. They were ousting Navy SEALs who wouldn't take the shot. Fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And so when you create an environment where the culture says that being patriotic is a bad thing, or that if you did join the military, they're going to hand you some fucking book that's going to tell you why being white is problematic. You got General Milley talking. Matter of fact, let me show you that. Let's start right there. Okay. Let's start here. Watch this. I'm actually going to share this with you guys so you can see exactly what I'm searching. General Milley, white rage. Okay. I want to understand white rage.
On the issue of critical race theory, et cetera, I'll obviously have to get much smarter on whatever the theory is. But I do think it's important, actually, for those of us in uniform to be open-minded and be widely read.
He's talking about critical race theory, dude. Okay? He's talking about critical race theory. Liza, I apologize. I wish there was a way for me to let members talk as much as they want, but there's not. Again, okay? I don't know. I assume most of you guys are relatively educated on what critical race theory is, but when you have the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff talking about how critical race theory is a good thing to have in the military, what kind of environment do you think that that's going to create? You're like, you do know that critical race theory is like basically the bane of all existence, okay? That is creating division, that's creating racism, that is literally destroying our civilization from the inside out. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Okay, let's continue that, because I'm pretty sure at one point he talks about he wants to understand white rage.
It is important that we train and we understand, and I want to understand white rage, and I'm white, and I want to understand it. So what is it that caused thousands of people to assault this building and try to overturn the Constitution of the United States of America? What caused that?
Well, probably you and your buddies who conspired to create that so that you would have an excuse to kick Trump off of social media and then put a bunch of Proud Boys into prison and then get rid of that organization so that you guys could maintain control, put Kamala Harris in the White House, and then give me a fucking vaccine passport and then destroy my life. Most likely, if I was going to hypothesize, this is getting demonetized for sure.
I want to find that out. I want to maintain an open mind here, and I do want to analyze it. It's important that we understand that, because our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians, they come from the American people. So it is important that the leaders now and in the future do understand it.
It was just the leaders. Oh, so you weren't promoting critical race theory mandatory reading in the military? That's not something they were doing? That's not a thing they were doing. That's exactly what they were doing. Okay. So again, my point is when you have assholes like that running the military, which both Tim Kennedy and everybody who's challenging his book would agree with, what do you think that's going to do for recruitment? Okay. What kid who is 14, 15 years old, who's in the family of a group of people who normally would promote a level of patriotism that would lead to them aspiring to be a SEAL, a Ranger, a Green Beret, or some other SF guy, okay? What is that environment going to do for them? It's going to destroy their motivation. None of them are going to want to join the teams. None of them are going to want to be an operator, of course, right? Okay, so here is my take on the Tim Kennedy thing. I don't think people should be picking it apart, okay? Whether he did, that's my point. I'm not getting involved in whether what he said is true or is not, because not my place. I'm not calling anybody a liar. I'm not calling Tim a liar. I'm not calling them liar. I'm not it's irrelevant. My point is I think about outcomes. What's the outcome of this going to be, okay? What's the outcome of Tim's book going wide and far? And, whether, let's just say he did embellish a little bit. I'm not saying that he did, but what if he did? Okay. And the stories that he's telling are an aggrandized version of what war is like on the United States side. And he's telling stories and kind of creating these narratives that people are going to read and be inspired by. Okay. Now, internally, I can have the conversations. Externally, if you tear Tim Kennedy down, what you're actually going to do is hurt recruitment. You're going to hurt people who, as far as I'm concerned, we're in a place where I just want people who are these young, badass fucking kids who would aspire to be operators. I want them to be inspired. We need to counteract the shit that we've been dealing with for year after year after year after year after year. I'm not worried about anything except for that right now, great or good. And I realized that as I was thinking about it, because I was just like, what, I couldn't put my finger on what was bothering me about it. I was like, I just don't like this at all. And that's what it is internally, there's the external view of certain, there are certain people where there's this external view where they are actually important to recruitment. And I just don't think we should, anybody should be tearing those guys down. I just don't. That's my personal opinion on it. Whether or not they're embellishing for books or they're not or whatever, a thing like that could even theoretically be a strategy being implemented to help recruitment to what that certain people are not privy to. I don't have any idea. I have no ability to verify or not verify that. I'm just saying they've been making it to where kids that are going to grow into people like these guys are disincentivized to enroll in the military and then try to become operators. And I think that we should do anything to avoid hurting things that are going to bring back patriotism and then inspire people that want to join the military. That's all it is. That's my point. I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. That's my fucking point. That's it. So now one thing that I saw a bunch of people in the comments, they're like, Tim Kennedy's anti-Second Amendment. I'm like, someone's going to need to explain that to me. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I don't get involved in all the drama, dude. I really don't. I do kind of want to finish watching this stupid fucking asshole, though, talk about how critical race theory is a good thing.
I've read Mao Zedong. I've read Karl Marx. I've read Lenin. That doesn't make me a communist. So what is wrong with understanding, having some situational understanding about the country for which we are here to defend? And I personally find it offensive that we are accusing the United States military, our general officers, our commissioned, non-commissioned officers of being, quote, woke or something else because we're studying some theories that are out there.
This is nonsense, dude. Wow, that is ludicrous, dude.
Started at Harvard Law School years ago, and it proposed that there were laws in the United States, antebellum laws prior to the Civil War, that led to a power differential with African Americans that were 3/4 of a human being when this country was formed. And then we had a Civil War and Emancipation Proclamation to change it. And we brought it up to the Civil Rights Act in 1964. It took another 100 years to change that. So look, I do want to know. And I respect your service, and you and I are both Green Berets, but I want to know. And it matters.
He's talking about critical race theory, you guys. He's talking about intersectional critical race theory, guys. That's unbelievable, man. That is unbelievable. I Yeah. Man, thank God Trump won, man. Thank God Trump won. That is so egregious to me. Like watching a thing that is so egregious to me, man. It's like he's talking about Robin DiAngelo's fucking book, man. Oh my God. Those guys, like the critical race theory is the most destructive thing to race relations in this country of the last, like, I don't even know, 50 years. Unbelievable, man. Oh, but listen, at the end of the day, that shit's over. Okay. All of that stuff is over because Trump won. And now you can look at all the new appointments, and people like this that are going to promote critical race theory are going to go into the fucking trash bin of history. And it's going to be amazing, dude. So what else is going on, you guys? I have now made the point that I wanted to make, and I have nothing else to say about it. That's just that's what I wanted to talk about. And I am going to just sign off unless anyone has something really important that they want to talk about. 5, 4, 3, 2. I completely agree with this, John Emerson. I want my military to be strong and be able to save my ass. Exactly. What on earth does critical race theory have to do with our fighting force being tactically able to go in and break shit and then accomplish missions? Critical race theory. I want to know about the antebellum laws. Why? Why would that have anything to do with creating a cohesive unit in a military environment? Okay. You're going to tell me, okay, because him pretending like what they're talking about is General Milley reading it. That's not what was going on. They had the rank and file people reading that shit. Hey, I'm trying to create a cohesive unit of people who are willing to put their lives on the line to protect other guys. So I know what we'll do. Let's have them read about all of the historical nightmarish things and create an environment where they think that there are structural things that are integral to the United States that keep certain races down. And then let's take those two races and let's put them in the same unit, or however many races, put them in the same unit and then go, hey guys, I think what's really going to help us out is if you guys all read this bullshit. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Anyway, I got to go. I love you guys. Bye-bye.